So this is what happens when you first accept the invitation to join the invasion. You'll come into this instanced fort here. This is actually instanced just to us. No enemy factions can attack you during an invasion. This is just purely us versus a corrupted wave after wave of enemies. You start off with 15 points or 15 currency. And it's used only for this area. And let's just show you. So you can come to the armory and you can spend your initial 50 tokens on, say, ammunition kits. These are for turrets so that you can restock it. Or then, like for me, because I use a musket, I'm going to be buying or spending at least 2 of my, or 30 of my 50 tokens on 60 Azoth bullets. Something to know. Oh, I should have probably spent actually 1, but whatever. Okay, I'll do 1 more. So one thing to know, as you can see, the damage modifier is 1.2 versus, say, even the star metal is 1.13. You can't buy the Azoth bullets from this invasion and bring it back with you to the actual PvE world. It'll just disappear. So there's no loopholes with that. So I'm going to equip that. As we kill and I believe advance through the waves, there's 8 waves, we are going to be getting more currency. So just to look closer, as I said, we can get ammunition kits to restock the turrets. There is mana and healing elixirs. There's a haste elixir, cleansing elixirs. There's infernal traps, so we can deploy traps on the ground. But usually what I've noticed is you want to place them outside, and they're not actually used that often, at least in this invasion versus the PvP. So there's also a siege supply generator, but I believe only the actual governing guild gets access to this, so they get to choose which turrets they want to place. So this is the army screen. It shows all the players that are in this specific scenario. The governing guild gets to pick 10 people specifically to come to this scenario. The remaining 40 people are all random. So because there wasn't, or there's not many people signing up for these invasions, at least right now, I was able to get in no problem. But on a higher density server, it might be significantly harder to get into an invasion. So Seppuku is the actual guild that's defending, and right now what I'm going to do is, see, I'm looking at this, Dr. Heathen. So let's see, it says groups 1 and 2 are on gate A, which is that one right there. We have groups 3 and 4 is on B, which is this one right here. That is C over there. The rear, there's a backside to this fort. So there's a door over there and a door on that side. And 9 and 10, or sorry, 9 is on rotate, 10 is on repair. And what group am I on? I am on group 7. So I am a rare. I'm a rare person. So because I am musket though, I'm gonna be at the top here, probably on this side because it looks like there's 2 guys up there. I'm gonna go up on this side over here, and I'll be shooting the corrupted from up here. And I have to read the chat to see whether anyone, if anyone's using a Discord for this. So let's just take a look. Anyone's using Discord? No. Oh, there. So right there. So that is the Discord link. I'm going to join it, and then we'll skip straight to the battle because there is 8 more minutes to wait. Okay, so the battle has begun. People were at the top of the ramparts to jump down quickly so they don't have to go through the door. And as you can see, immediately enemies are spawning. We got some of those aberration type of enemies, but they're like special corrupteds. And there are going to be enemies spawning on the other side. So remember, I'm on the rear part of the castle. We have those 3 gates. There are going to be 3 enemy spawns in the front as well, but we're all trying to coordinate. And as you can hear, the Discord is going off in the back so that we can coordinate. People are calling out the type of enemies that are spawning if there's any special spawns. It looks like some of my things are expiring right now. So for anyone that's on the ramparts, specifically myself, people with muskets who can actually shoot this far, as you can see, as a musket user, I've put points into my musket so that I can shoot and zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, that is one of the first big spawns. It's a Treb, or what was called a ballista, and it's shooting cows if you're paying attention. So I actually could have possibly done more damage if I just used my musket, but this is why we have that harpoon gun right there. It's so that you can aim and hit something that far away. Okay, so just shooting some more guys. So as I was saying, as a musket user, my job, I think no one has specifically said, but it's basically shooting these snipers that are super far away, and you have to obviously be super accurate with it. And obviously you can tell with that red area, that's where enemies are going to spawn. So you got those rushing dog-like things. You got guys with shields, guys with spears. I imagine those are melee DPS versus tanks. Now we have, and obviously snipers. And we're going to see eventually there are going to be bigger guys as well as bomb guys. Like if you remember from Lord of the Ring Two Towers, that Uruk-hai that had bombs strapped to him, there's going to be the same thing here. So for the melee people, they kind of want to stay out of that corrupted area because they will take damage, and the healers say that they're not going to heal you if you go out that far. So some of them are a little bit too far in front. They should be a little bit more patient and stay a little bit closer. Closer to the top of the stairs, you'll have your healers and your magic users. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because if we fail this, then you may have noticed that periodically there will be a message that the town's various refining and crafting stations have been downgraded. If you fail an invasion, 2 or more of those stations will get downgraded. So for us as a player, myself, you obviously want to be able to use those crafting and refining stations, but also what's it called? We get a ton of rewards. We get a ton of Azoth, 350 even if we fail. I believe standing, we get gold, we get a loot chest, and something else that I'm blanking on. But hopefully we'll see at the very end of this video. Okay, so I think we're on wave 2. And people have, at least the guild on this server, have deduced, there's a certain time between waves that you have like 10 seconds or 15 seconds to buy stuff with your currency, because I'm earning currency. I think it tells you the top right. I can't see it right now in this voiceover, but I'm earning money there. As you just heard right there, people are talking about non-invasion or not this specific invasion stuff. So that girl was like, "Can you guys shut up?" So as you can see, those are the bomb guys. We have to kill those guys as soon as possible, but you also have to watch out that they don't explode in you or on top of you, and then you die. Like I think some people died over there. So, but to touch upon why that girl said what she did, or that woman said what she did, is because our server, which is Mictlan, is not a high population server, especially right now, because due to various faction changes. When the game first launched, Purple Syndicate was the dominant guild. We controlled like say 4 of the say 6 or 7 territories that were captured. 4 of them or 5 of them were Purple were Syndicate, whereas only one was controlled by the Covenant, the yellow team, and one was controlled by the green people. So purple was dominant for a good 3 weeks easily. Then I think a lot of people did not like that it was so purple was so dominant. So a lot of I imagine purple people went over to the yellow side, the Covenant side. Oh, and here I go. So I bought some restock of the turrets, and I bought some more ammo because I was running out. I think I ran during combat, so that's not a good idea. I should have waited between waves, but I'm not familiar with when the waves change. So as I was saying, so purple was very dominant. We switched to so a lot of purple switched to yellow, and then yellow became super dominant. Especially, I believe yellow and green had kind of like a silent alliance, so that they wouldn't fight each other, and that they would instead concentrate on purple, which was dominating. And then eventually, yellow took over the map. Yellow had like 7 out of 10 zones, but then again, it switched over. Like people found that yellow was too dominant, and it wasn't fun. It's not fun when one faction's too dominant, and that's the thing with a 3-faction game. You know, you're going to run into maybe possibly one very strong faction, and then that everyone else loses morale. So what am I doing here? I'm buying more turret stuff and more ammo. I don't know why.
Holy shit, Kellis already lost.
So the reason for this story is that basically yellow was dominating too much, and a lot of yellow switched back to purple about 2 weeks ago. And basically they absolutely wiped out everyone. Right now, our map, like 9 out of the 10, I don't know how many exactly zones there are, but we own every single one except for one, which is owned by green. Yellow has been completely wiped out. I rarely see any yellow or even very few green like playing these days, probably because they gave up. They're like, you know, screw this, you know, like it's too unbalanced. They probably go to a more competitive server, or maybe they just stopped. A lot of people say the game is dead. No, the game's not dead. There's still a lot of people playing. I was on Steam the other day, and I was checking like the stats of like the most played games concurrently, and New World's still like within the top 4. So there's nothing close to it in terms of other MMOs. Maybe because Steam only tracks Steam games, obviously. It doesn't track games like maybe Elder Scrolls Online, which has their own launcher, I believe. It might only track people that use the Elder Scrolls on Steam versus maybe the Bethesda launcher instead. So I know it's a super long story, but basically, they were complaining in this Discord chat earlier that because we had so few people in this invasion, we had to accept people that were non-faction. I thought only the same faction can participate in these invasions, but actually anyone can. So we had some green players, some marauders in the game, but they were actually, like using up the turret ammo without shooting at the right thing. So they're shooting at normal guys, but on purpose. Like they knew what they were doing was wrong, and they just wanted to throw the game so that we would lose. So they wanted to like blacklist people so that if they ever see a person join an invasion, to instantly boot them. So obviously my bomb is not very effective. It's getting a little hectic here. The guys are getting through the gate. So I jumped down so that I can help. But there's a bomb guy, so he's going to explode in a second. And I died. Yeah. That's what I get for trying to do that. I could wait for someone to res me, but I just respawned. And I don't think that when you die and you give up like that, I don't think you lose durability on your gear. I don't think so. So as you can see, the door is taking a beating. You can see at the top the health of all the doors, and at the top circle one, that is your main tower. That is the goal of the game, is to withstand all 8 waves and protect the main tower in the middle of the courtyard from destruction. So as you can see, I am a spear musket build. I'm using a medium, what's it called? Medium weight load. So it's a combination of heavy armor of head and chest. I have light pants and everything else medium. So that will maximize the amount of armor you have. You maximize the amount of armor while allowing me to do a better dodge.
Use them in your inventory.
Brick C, Group 9, 2C. People at C, Madman back up a bit. Be with your group.
So when they say C, they're talking about gate C, as we talked about before, which on the right hand side. So they're calling out bigger enemies because the bigger enemies are coming, and you got to make sure you're very coordinated. Otherwise, you know, they're just going to take down the gate and take down the middle, and it'll be a fast end to your game. And that's the cow launcher. So I'm just shooting that. So Spriggan is one of the strongest enemies in this invasion. So I'm going to get off that. More guys are going to spawn. Looks like some snipers over there. As you can see, I have 3 abilities. The left musket ability is the one that lights them on fire. As you can see, I don't use it too often because they'll die before, you know, any real fire damage is effective. I don't use my middle ability too often. I tend to forget it, and it allows me to shoot quicker. But I feel like I'm not as accurate when I'm allowed to reload quicker. And once again, as I said, I've put enough points in my skill tree so that I can zoom with the musket, which is very helpful for obviously this. Because if I couldn't zoom, I don't think I'd be able to be on the ramparts and shooting. I'd have to be a little closer.
Are you guys kicking bows?
Oh, it is?
Kicking bows before hose?
I have been confused by that one, but I'm not questioning it.
Keep them in.
Okay, so let's just concentrate on snipers. Everyone has their role, you know, like the people on the ground, they're basically there to stop any ground guys. My job is to take out any of the ranged guys. I'm not too sure whether my job is really to protect the gate or just to, oh, see, more bombers. I got, my job's to take out those bombers.
I was trying, it wasn't working. Grapple, you guys get in front now? Yeah, if you grapple, it will slow him down, so you guys have more time. Make sure you're holding block as well.
Okay, we're gonna skip to a little bit later in the video. Basically, you know, this is essentially what invasion is waves of corrupted enemies. There's going to be you know, the typical weak enemies, the weak swarmers type of enemies. There'll be tanks, there'll be spearmen for kind of like melee DPS and tanking. There'll be snipers for the ranged DPS enemies, those bomb guys, and then there'll be bigger bosses, which I don't think any bosses have spawned on our side yet, but some will. And I don't think we do a good job defending it, because I feel like the people that are in charge of the back are not really known people. I don't know. That's just my feeling. I feel like there's more guild people in the taking care of the front. So let's skip ahead to some later gameplay. Okay, so fast forward. We're getting near the end. There's another ballista. Oh, and there's another one. I should be concentrating on that turret over there, but I did not, and that probably did not help.
We're doing good. 9, let's rotate to A.
We're doing good, and then we're gonna lose. I don't know.
We'll take care of
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because of that. That's why I was concentrating. But I think as a musket player, I should have been concentrating on that turret or the ballista over there.
Everyone in back, turn around. Block the Spriggans, block the Spriggans.
Oh, fuck. Oh, died. Yep.
So Spriggan, there's some big enemy, but I couldn't understand where it's coming from. But as you can see, there's a lot of dead people over there. So that's probably where the Spriggan is.
Yeah, we need a lot of help.
And then the door over here broke down because of this big guy. So there's a thing called body blocking. Apparently, if you have a two-handed melee weapon, you can block and what's it called? You can stop those guys because all enemies' goals is to get to that main tower. See, now they're all getting through. So see, I'm blocking here to see if we block correctly, we can slow them down or stop them from coming through. And this is where all hell breaks loose because one of the Spriggans got through, and we're trying to stop this guy, but that guy rushed through. Yeah.
Yeah, Spriggan in, Brood in.
Oh, it's almost
2 Spriggans in.
inches.
Okay. So now,
Stop panicking, just block.
Need the body block. We need Thanks.
so as you can see, that's the tower we need to defend. The tower is at what, 50, near 50% health. We're able to keep him off. Oh, and I died. They hit very hard. Okay, so I respawned, and it's about dead. Yeah, it's already done.
Yeah, that skull is intimidating.
Only the wood shot. I'm okay with that.
So as you can see, we got some money, we got some faction rep, we got some tokens, we got some standing, and we got a ton of Azoth for losing. I've only hit 60 myself this past week or so. Because I really want to see what a level 60 gets to do, and invasions is one of those things, and I really enjoy it. You know, on my server we have some pretty level-headed people, and as you can see, for a person that's this is my 3rd invasion, I did 11 in contribution. I was 11th in contribution, which I'm pretty proud of. So let's take a look at, I believe, the performance here. So it shows all your stats, you know, damage, healing, assists, kills, deaths, you know, all of that stuff. So this means, obviously, since we failed, then the Monarch's Bluff, we're going to have 2 or more of our refining or crafting stations are going to be downgraded by 1.
Some people have just walked out.
So I'm just taking screenshots here, just, I don't know, for what's it called, reference, or what's it called, posterity. Because I wouldn't say I'm the best. I'm obviously not the best player. I'm not one of those players that played. I played a crazy amount when I first played the game, but not enough to specifically power level. I did it just to enjoy the game because I was addicted to the game. So that is the New World level 60 invasion, just to give you guys an idea. I know that you guys have probably watched videos, but that's just maybe a different perspective as a musket user, and what are the rewards, maybe explained a little bit better for you. But thanks for joining me today. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on New World, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Are all the other healers